Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to be doing a hobby update and also some thoughts on future projects that I might be working on as well. So I was going through some of my old boxes of models and I realised what a diversity I had of models, and I thought for my own benefit I'd actually get some of them out and have a look and see what I have, and also then maybe try and plan how I'm going to get around to painting all of them or even doing videos for the channel. So first things first, I've been working on Grimjaw for video. He's going to be kind of like one of the war bosses for my Orc and Goblin army, and I'm gradually getting a video done on how I'm painting him. He's an old model, as you can probably tell. He's an old metal or lead or pewter, whatever it is, mini from Games Workshop, and I've had him for a long time, and he's one of the ones that sat in the box for a long time, and I've finally decided it's probably about time to paint him and thought I'd do a video on it. So he's coming along. He's probably about halfway done. I've also been repainting some of the boar boys for my army to match the current scheme. So basically I've gone over, you can actually see some of the old skin tone underneath there which I've missed. So I've started just to paint the skin up in the same way to match the rest of my army. And this guy just needs, well, they all need finishing off. I've just done the base coat at the moment. The rest of the models are pretty much painted. I might just unify them a little bit more with the rest of my army by maybe adding some scratches on the armor and some rust as well, because at the moment they don't have any rust on there. And I've got about 10 more of those that are unpainted, so once these are done I'll just paint up the rest in the correct scheme. And I've also been finishing off some Black Orcs in the same scheme that I did for my video, which you might have seen. So this is the one from the video here, and then these are the rest. And I'm pretty pleased with how these came out. These are about 90 minutes each to paint. So not very long. I did change it up a little bit, which I'm not sure if I'll keep it this way or go back to the way I did it on the video. I basically dry brushed the armor instead of edge highlighting it, and then added scratches like I did on the video. And it pretty much looks the same, just not so much edge highlighting. I think the mini I did for the video looks better, but I do want to get the army painted up, so I don't want to take too long. These guys have got the helmets on as well, so they're a bit quicker to paint. But yeah, no, I'm quite pleased with them. There's not really anything left to do on those, I think. So yeah, that's what I've been working on for the Orcs and Goblins. But as you can see, I've got a lot of other models here that I wanted to just quickly talk about. So first things first, I found a lot of old Space Marines, and you can kind of see where my taste over the years, you know, these models are spreading over a time span of about 15 years, maybe even 20 years. And you can kind of see where I haven't really finished any of them particularly. And, you know, I've kind of changed my taste over time. So you can see, well, these are my more recent ones, which are for my Blood Angels for the Horus Heresy. So these are ones that I haven't had for that long. And they're just kind of being painted up now to go with the army. So I'm kind of happy with that scheme. There's not too much I'll change in that. One thing I'm thinking at the moment though is to move away from using washes. So rather than doing like a base coat and then a wash for the shading, I might just do darker base coats basically, because my process at the moment is to do a base coat, then wash it, and then basically repaint the whole model with the base coat again, which is very inefficient. So what I might do, rather than do that step of washing and then repainting, I might just do the darker base coat and then do a highlight, the first highlight with a lighter tone. And I think that will kind of save a lot of time rather than having to go over every single panel again. And we basically repaint the model, or paint the model twice really, so it's quite time consuming. So I think that's what I might do. But you can see here I've also got some old Terminators. I think these are from the Assault on Blackreach box set, so they're not, from what I remember, they're not as posable as the old box that you could get, but they're not bad. They look pretty much the same. So these were going to be Imperial Fists, but I think I'll probably repaint these to be Ultramarines, and I think I'm probably not going to strip them. I'm just going to go over them with an airbrush and then start again. I've also got I've got one guy out, but this is where I was trying to experiment with oil washes for doing Imperial Fists. And I don't think it looks that great, to be honest. So these will all be Ultramarines with my scheme that I used on my Assault Squad, which I've got a video for that. These are older Ultramarines that I painted. Again, some of these are going back quite a long time. I don't know how well this is going to show up on the video, but they're all different blues because I could never find a blue that I liked for Ultramarines. I really struggled to find a nice scheme. So these guys here are a darker blue. I'm going to go freehanding the Ultramarines logo. Because I could never get on with transfers. But yeah. And then these guys are lighter here. These three must be from part of the same painting I did. And then these two are even lighter, and these ones don't look very good. These ones in the middle actually are pretty good, you know, for my standards. He's obviously lost a shoulder pad. But yeah, this paint job's not too bad actually. I'm not sure why I never did the base on these ones, but I think I was probably just not very satisfied with it. But yeah, no, you know, looking at it now, then these aren't too shabby. But these will all be repainted, and then I went through my Blood Angels phase, which I'm now doing Blood Angels for Horus Heresy. So these guys will get probably redone as Ultramarines again for 40k. And then I've got one of the old box sets of Terminators here. Which, yeah, the Sergeant, again, doesn't look too bad. Apart from the free hand symbol there, which is a bit, probably not bad effort for me, but quite obviously not a decal. And also he's a different blue, again, compared to the others, so I'm not sure why I've done it like that. But yeah, so these, again, will probably all be repainted soon. So I've got a full squad there. These guys down here, I do have another one which is fully painted as Imperial Fist, so I'm not sure whether I will repaint him as well, or whether I will try and source an extra Terminator or repaint the whole squad. I'm not sure, or paint these guys as Imperial Fist to match him. I'm not sure what I'm going to do there. I also found these old Plague Marines, which I have painted, or had a go at painting, but I might just add a few more details on these. These are weird models. These are very like unusual for Games Workshop, if you ask me. They're very they're totally different style. I think these are actually resin. I think these are resin ones when they were doing their fine cast range. So I guess these are maybe old metal models that they then did in resin. But yeah, they're a bit weird. They're not bad models, but they're just a bit strange. They don't really go with Games Workshop's usual way of doing things. So I think with these guys, I might just add a few more extra details on them and then base them up, and then they'll be, you know, a little side project squad that I'll just have sitting there. So yeah, and I've found a box with a variety of old Space Marines in, of all different, and Imperial Guard. So I'll probably try and work out how many Space Marines I've actually got. I've got a Devastator squad as well somewhere. Try and work out how many I've got, and then see if I can make a smallish army for the Ultramarines, just because I always liked Ultramarines as a kid, so I'd be quite happy to have a little Ultramarines army, even though I don't play 40k at all. So I also found quite a lot of old Lord of the Rings models as well, which I bought off eBay. So these are all painted by people, other people, and they're a bit battered around as well. But I had more of these, and I realised I think I've got 2 fellowships. I've got another fellowship as well, the plastic version, which I forgot to get out for the video. And then I've got a metal version there, 9, so that's those 9, I presume. And then I've also got a bit of a random collection here of, wait a minute, I've got 2 Gandalfs there. Let's Boromir. So I've got an extra Gandalf. I think these are from a different set, like a themed set. So maybe these are from Helm's Deep set or a Minas Tirith set. Pippin in his Minas Tirith uniform. So I don't know about stripping them. So I don't know what you guys think about stripping models. I don't really have anything against painting over old paint jobs as long as the details are still there. So I'm not sure about that. If you've got a good way of doing it, particularly in the UK with UK available materials, then let me know. But I'm sure there's plenty of videos and things like that already, so I might have to check that out. But yeah, I want to paint all these because these are quite small, and I really like Lord of the Rings. I also found this old cave troll model, which I thought I'd lost for a long time. Could not find this anywhere, and I just dug it out. It was still wrapped up in an old envelope from eBay, so it's lucky it didn't get thrown away. So that will get painted up, and there's the base for it as well. Yeah, so I've got lots of potential projects that I want to do, and ideally I would like to do videos on a lot of them, but it's so time consuming to do videos, and my equipment is quite poor as well. So it's a bit of a struggle to know what to do. So let me know if you are interested in me doing other projects as well. I've got quite a lot of Chaos Warriors as well. These old style models. I've got quite a lot of them. Basically, pretty much full armies worth of those, and Marauders and Knights as well. Even though the heads come off this one, but I've got all these, and they're actually not in bad condition really. They just need to be some bits glued back on. So that could be a project. I've also got quite a lot of Necromunda stuff as well. So I was thinking about doing a video for these guys. These are nice models. They're very detailed. And I've got a few of those built up. Basically, I bought the starter set when it first came out, and also some extra gangs as well. So I've got quite a lot of those that I need to paint up. I've also got quite a lot of Perry miniatures as well. So these are like England, War of the Roses, soldiers. I think that's about 15th century. So I've got quite a lot of those as well. These are all in a box here, along with some Vikings as well. So yeah, I've got a lot of models. Now I've based these up on strips because these are kind of more for, if I did want to ever play a game with these, which is probably unlikely, but if I ever did, they'd be kind of ranked up like that, and then you can just remove the casualties quite easily. So I don't normally like to base models on multiple figures per stand, but I did for these ones. And got some nice mounted knights as well. Yeah, Perry miniatures are really good. They're quite small compared to Games Workshop models, even for like Lord of the Rings or Middle Earth strategy battle, whatever it's called. These are maybe about the right size for that, to be fair. But yeah, for Warhammer, they are probably way too small. So unfortunately, you can't build up a massive army for cheap from Perry, I don't think, unless you're not that bothered about scale. I also found these old wood hells, which I thought was quite cool. So the date on there is 95. And I also found a couple of these old Space Marines as well, which people seem to love painting these up at the moment. These are also old, 93 for that one. Both of them, 93. Old models. And yeah, I just wanted to talk as well a little bit about a couple of things that I find quite handy. So these little storage boxes are perfect for storing small amounts of figures in. If you are painting stuff up and you don't want to lose it, so all of my Lord of the Rings stuff will just go in there very nicely and keep that nice and safe. So I won't lose them, because I do lose track of where I've put things, and then I panic because I don't know where things are. That I can fit a whole fellowship in there in just one tiny box. Wow. So yeah, so they're really handy anyway. You can get them quite cheap, and they stack as well. So you can just have little stacks of boxes of little models. And also, I want to talk in the UK particularly about a company called Renedra. So I was looking for some bases for my Boar Boys, because I've got some that came from Age of Sigmar sets. So they don't have the square or rectangular bases. And Renedra do just great variety of bases, really. They're not the same as GW bases. So they're thinner for a start, these ones. I don't know if they do a kind of direct copy of GW. But if you're not too bothered about that, or you've got maybe, like I say, some Perry minis or Saga or anything really, you know, or Epic even. I mean, these are perfect for like Epic infantry and Epic tanks. I'm definitely going to get some of the new Epic scale Games Workshop tanks and just kind of like, you know, put them on these bases for little diorama style bases. So yeah, Renedra is a really good company to check out for cheap bases in the UK. I'm not sure what their availability is elsewhere in the world, unfortunately. Probably Europe you can get them. I'm not sure about America. But yeah, I'm a big fan of them, so I thought I'd mention that. I thought I'd mention these. Like I say, these are handy to have. And also, just don't do what I've done, which is to build up a huge collection and never really finish anything. Because, you know, I'm looking back at these models now and I'm thinking, oh, it's a shame that I never really bothered to finish them when I first got them. But I'm pushing through now. That's kind of the purpose of me doing YouTube, really, was to motivate me to actually get stuff done. I've got tons of Horus Heresy stuff as well, which I am working through. So my Horus Heresy I am working through. My Orcs and Goblins I'm now working through quite consistently. And then, like I say, some of these other projects as well, like these Chaos Warriors, I want to start working through too. So I'm hoping that this year, I mean, I've already painted more this year than I think I've done in the past 3 years. So hopefully this year I'll get more done. This is my bag here, which has got a variety of things in, including tanks, Tau, Chaos, and some World War II stuff as well. And I know as well that I seem to concentrate a lot on Games Workshop stuff. I do have probably more Games Workshop stuff than anything else, but I'm not one of these people that will only paint GW. So I am kind of, I might do videos as well on painting like Perry. I think these will look really good when they're all done, ranked up as a little army. I think that'll look really cool. And the same with these Vikings as well. I think these are Saga, but I don't know who the manufacturer is, if it is actually Saga or if it's another company. But these are like Saga Vikings I bought. I don't play Saga. I don't really play any games, to be honest, but I just like the models. I'm obsessed with models. So yeah, so hopefully I will get my Orcs done. Finish my regiment of Black Orcs, and then maybe, well, finish Grimjaw soon. And then after that, maybe you guys can give me some tips in the comments. I really appreciate people that have subscribed as well. I'm obviously a brand new channel, but I do want to keep going. And if you do have any comments, anything you want to say at all, really, I will probably have a chat with you, because I'm quite happy to talk to people that are interested in this kind of hobbying stuff.